They thought they could erase me, but I'm the one who wrote the rules of this game. Welcome to Revenge Rewind, where real stories burn brighter than any lie. If you're ready for a tale that'll sear your soul and keep you on edge, hit subscribe now and ring that bell. Today, we unravel the electrifying saga of Margaret Hensley, a 72-year-old titan who discovered the venom in her own bloodline. I'm your host, and this is a story of deceit, poison, and a vengeance so fierce it redefines justice. Strap in, this one's a wildfire. Margaret Hensley, at 72, believed she'd conquered life's battles. Her family's timber empire, valued at $95 million, was carved from the dense forests of Oregon, her grandmother's legacy of grit and ambition. The Hensley estate, a 700-acre stronghold of cedar-beamed halls and stained-glass windows, glowed with history. But since her partner, Evelyn, died 7 years ago, the mansion echoed with solitude. Margaret oversaw the logging operations alone, her only companions the distant hum of sawmills. One foggy December dawn, Margaret was in her library, reviewing timber yields, when the screech of tires announced her daughter, Cassandra, pulling up in a sleek Tesla. At 40, Cassandra carried the gloss of wealth, but her eyes flickered with a restless edge, like a predator circling prey. She rarely visited without a scheme. "Mother," she said, storming in, her designer coat askew, her composure frayed. "I need cash. Serious cash." Margaret lowered her glasses, wary. Cassandra's ventures, crypto art flops, boutique failures, had bled Margaret's accounts dry before. "How much?" she asked. $200,000, Cassandra snapped, her tone sharp as a blade. She spun a tale of a disruptive AI project with a mystery partner from Seattle. Her evasiveness, the way her hands twitched, set off alarms in Margaret, a former DA with decades of reading lies. "No, Cassandra," she said, steel in her voice. "You've burned through enough." Cassandra's face contorted, a flash of something feral. "You're hoarding millions, Mother, while I'm drowning. You won't live forever." The words sliced deep, a threat wrapped in desperation. Cassandra fled, leaving Margaret rattled. Was her own daughter plotting against her? 3 days later, Cassandra returned with her husband, Victor, a man whose charm was as polished as his Italian suits but twice as slippery. They arrived at 8 a.m., calculated and composed, carrying a sleek teapot. "I brewed this for you, Margaret," Victor said, pouring a steaming cup of jasmine tea, his smile too perfect. The tea carried a metallic bite, like copper and something sour. Margaret's instincts, honed from years of prosecuting criminals, screamed poison. When Victor turned to whisper to Cassandra, Margaret swapped their cups with a flick of her wrist, her pulse steady. As they drank, Victor's face paled. He began to choke, his breath shallow, his skin graying. "Hospital," he rasped, clawing at his collar. Cassandra played the panicked wife, but her eyes held a cold glint. At Cascade Medical Center, tests revealed arsenic poisoning. Victor, recovering, pointed at Margaret. "She tried to kill me." Detective Rachel Torres arrived, her questions sharp. Margaret explained the tea swap, her suspicions about the couple's greed. But Cassandra's story painted Margaret as unhinged, obsessed with controlling her wealth. Then, a search of the estate uncovered a vial of arsenic and a typed ledger with Victor's name, mimicking Margaret's precise formatting. It was too neat, a frame job designed to bury her. Arrested for attempted murder, Margaret sat in a cell, her empire at risk. Her lawyer, Nora Blake, a brilliant ex-colleague, dug into Cassandra's $500,000 crypto debts and Victor's true identity, Dominic Holt, a grifter with a string of dead heiresses in his past. They'd planned to kill Margaret, frame her, and challenge her will, which now funneled her fortune to a reforestation trust. Margaret, unbowed, set a trap. Nora leaked rumors that Margaret held proof, a hidden drive exposing their scheme. On a rainy night, Cassandra and Victor crept into the estate, hunting for the fake evidence. Margaret waited in her library, wired by the FBI, as agents lurked outside. Victor, holding a knife, hissed, "You should have died, Margaret. No loose ends." Cassandra wavered, guilt in her eyes, but stayed silent. The FBI stormed in. Dominic, a serial killer, got life without parole. Cassandra, sentenced to 15 years for conspiracy, stared at Margaret, whispering, "I'm sorry." Margaret felt only resolve. Her fortune now fuels the Hensley Reforestation Trust, healing the land she loves. As she watches the sawmills from her window, Margaret raises a glass to justice, not from courts, but from outwitting those who dared betray her.